Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. And yes, happy Friday afternoon. Obviously, we do have the Europa League draw happening pretty much nowish. We'll sort of keep an eye on actually what happens. So in this draw, to give you a heads up, they're going to do the first round of the knockouts, obviously. So we know it'll be Sociedad or AZ Alkmaar, but then they'll give you the quarters and semis as well. So you know your path leading into the final. We know that we're not going to get Man United. The next time we could get Man United would be the final. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But we got some transfer news anyway to talk about. I want to talk about I'm going to call it stupid, out of the gate stupid report surrounding Dusan Vlahovic. I'm going to be talking about Ben Davies being linked to Leeds United, as well as that. Morning Spurs, Jake, Sonia, XL, Davies, Amram's excuses still gets me. Red, Kulu's elusive right foot, how are you? Baz, how are you, mate? Look, really looking forward to this draw. So to give you a heads up as well, the first leg, I believe, is on the 6th of March, and the second leg should be the 13th of March. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 6th and 13th of March are the first and second legged games. Obviously, yeah, like I said, we know the first round of teams that we're going to get. If I'm honest, and I'm going to be really honest here, after watching the games last night, because basically I was like, oh, it'd be good to kind of watch watch the Galatasaray game at 5:45, and then watch the Sociedad game at 8 to get a bit of a feel about how good or how poor these teams are. We should beat all of them. We shouldn't have any issues with any one of these teams. People sort of get really worried about Sociedad, and well, they're no good in terms of the La Liga. They've struggled this year. They've got some good players. I'm not going to deny that, but they're not as good. When it comes to AZ, obviously we've played AZ this year. We have beaten them. With the quality of squads when somewhat healthy, we should win against these guys, no issues. So regardless, we'll obviously keep an eye on the Europa side of things. But let's talk some transfer news whilst we're here, because it doesn't hurt to talk a little bit of transfer news, keep us entertained leading into the Europa. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Ben Davies flavoured news, because I'm just having a quick look. They're still rambling. They're still chatting. Yeah, we got some time to talk some transfers. Come on, let's get in there. Also got some Mark Guay flavoured news as well. But Team Talk saying that Tottenham Hotspur defender Ben Davies is still very high on the Leeds United shortlist for the summer window. He's mired by Leeds because obviously he can play left back and centre back. Now, if I'm going to be real with you, this I think would be very much dependent on their obviously promotion back into the Premier League, which by the looks of things, barring they have an absolute crap fest of a last part of the season, Leeds should get promoted automatically. Now, they'll get into the playoffs regardless, but they should get automatic promotion. They're about 7 points clear of Burnley, who are in third. They play tonight. Against Sheffield Wednesday. So yeah, I think that'll be on the case. Obviously, Spurs will probably look to extend and pick up the option on Ben Davies. Great servant in terms of, always sort of kind of died for the cause, that you could say. No, he's been very valuable this year due to the injury side of things. And will Spurs hold on to him because of that, and the ability that he does play at left back and centre back? Potentially could do so. But it'd be one of those things. It's like when we think of like Oliver Skips of the world. I don't think Spurs would have sold Oliver Skip if the deal wasn't very good. But if you get a good enough offer, you'll consider it. Then if Leicester City are going to give you stupid money, you say yes. And they gave us 27.5 million. We'd have been foolish, I tell you, to have not accepted that. So yeah, with Ben, I could see it, but I could also see him being here next year, just for his versatility. Now, obviously, you have to have a concern due to his age, that he's always had a bit of an injury issue from time to time every single season. he's only going to get less fit as he goes on. That's what normally happens as you get older. I can speak for myself at being nearly 29 years old. Myself at 19 years old probably could have bounced off of all sorts and been all right. Now, if I sleep a bit weird, I could be injured for a week. So that's all I'm saying about old Ben. I just think they're still going through teams and everything like that. So we're not missing anything in the draw. So don't worry. Welcome to the membership club, Big D, mate. Well, I've not got a summer fruit squash to toast you, but empty glass, I'll toast you with a summer fruit squash. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Happy Friday, Andy and chat. I watched a bit of both AZ and Sociedad game. Both we should be once we have Big Dom back. Yeah, I don't think we should be. I don't think it should be something we're concerned about. I think we should be all right with these two teams, if I'm honest. We might have some difficulties if we play away, but to be honest, as long as you come into the home fixture, if you play away first, as long as you come into the home fixture, you should be all right. Like in terms of being competitive into the home fixture, you know what I mean? Be a good move for Davies. One more season. Hey, Terry, how are you? Do you think Kane and Davies, after a time, will be in the Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame for what? There's only a choice of two, AZ or Sociedad. That is correct, Red. But we're also going to be looking at the knockout side of things into the quarters and semi-finals. So, hoping that Spurs obviously have the success we want them to have. What does their tournament path look like? 29. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I'm getting old. Leave me alone. I've got a few more days until I count down past that 1 year left mark into being 30. Afternoon, guys. Not sure if my stream might. How's the microphone now? Is it any good? I've not touched anything, so it should be fine. What a travesty of justice that Ange, with his first tilt at the Premier League, his dream is denied Van Ven and Romero to help with the chance to fight both hands. How underwhelming it's been. You won't be saying that when we win the Europa League, mate. As a Bayern fan, I have no confidence. Bayern got a hell of a draw. Bayern have smashed it. They've only got to deal with Barcelona, and if they deal with that, they're through to the final. No, I mean, Inter on that side, but Bayern should beat Inter. They should. Hey, Steve, how are you? Some interesting Champions League ties. Absolutely. I mean, the fact that all the English sides are on one side of the draw with Real Madrid is, just going to say it's a little bit odd. Not going to say it's cheating or dubious or corrupt, but it is odd because we have a situation at Spurs where, not Spurs, sorry, a situation last year that had the teams in Europe done a bit better, Spurs would have been in the Champions League this year because they finished fifth, would have had the extra Champions League spot. But they all fell apart really, really quickly. It's funny how they put all the English sides on one side that you might get to the semi-final and have only one English side left, which means Bayern getting through there, maybe Italy do well. Spain have a situation where they might get the extra spot because obviously UEFA they twerk for some of the Spanish sides. We all know that. With Spurs and Man United, you'd have to do well in Europe. But obviously, Chelsea in the Conference League, if you win the Conference League, which they should, there's no one in the Conference League that anywhere near Chelsea's ability. They should win that competition quite easily, and that will leap in and add to the points that you need to get success into having the extra spot. Andy, old mate, some spanking new chin pads, some squash at half-time from the dugout. You'll be right for Ange Ball, mate. I'm back in. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a bit old for Ange Ball, unfortunately. I think my hamstrings would genuinely implode and it'd be nothing to do with Ange, unfortunately. We should get second leg home, so we have advantage to win the cup. Wait till I'm 40. I'm not getting there. I refuse to admit that I might get to 40. I'm always going to be 28. I'm holding on to 28. Liverpool, PSG, Liverpool. Bayern can't win against Leverkusen every time we played them. They did us dirty. If we win Europa and Chelsea win Conference, isn't that enough to get the fifth slot in the Prem? Well, we would win the Europa even if we finished 15th. We win the Europa, we get Champions League football. Regardless of the extra spot or not, we would get Champions League football. Great teams don't pick opponents. At the end of the day, when it comes to these kind of competitions, for me, you got to play them at some point. Just go and play them and beat them. So That's my attitude when it comes to cup tournaments. And I get a lot of people going, yeah, but we want all the easy competition draws all the way up. And I get that. But for me as well, I'm like, if I put them out early, then I get an easy run to the final anyway. By the way, I know about the transport of this video. It's gone a bit laggy again. I'm going to reset everything afterwards, and hopefully it should be back to normal for tomorrow. Phil Owen just turned 47. You're as young as you feel, as they say. I feel about 97, but there you go. I know we get a chance for what I'm saying, Prem, if us. Depends. It depends. Yo, Unks, is your retirement plan to watch Ange Ball? Jesus Christ. I'm not an Unk just yet. Leave me alone. I'm probably getting close to it, but I'm not there just yet. They're still doing nothing with the draw right now, so we're missing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't worry. Yeah, we're missing nothing. I'll just double check it. So look, it's Fabrizio Romano's birthday today. That just popped up on my Twitter. Just looking at that draw, you'd think Barca should beat Benfica, Dortmund should beat Lille. That's a tighter one, but they should probably just do it. Then Barca will beat Dortmund into the semi. Bayern, Leverkusen. I'd fancy either team to beat Inter, who should beat Feyenoord. Then you'd meet Barca in the semi. PSG, Liverpool. Liverpool should win. Villa should play Club Brugge and win. Liverpool should beat Villa over 2 legs. Madrid should beat Atletico. That's tasty. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid in the round of 16. Mental. Arsenal should beat PSV. Either Atletico or Real would beat Arsenal. Then you've got Liverpool versus Real, I'd say, which I think Real probably would win, but I don't think that's... I think Real Liverpool should be the final, if you know what I mean. Whoever wins that should win this tournament, in my opinion. Just how good those two teams are, you know? So, yeah, that's kind of my view on the Champions League, at least. You just turned 71, Michael. God. Well, happy birthday to you when it was. It happens, mate. Trust me. I heard that Ange is actually the best, or if not, top 2, if using sports science with the clubs, as that squashes the injuries down to his training methods. There we go. I'm going to be talking about Gueye in a minute. Mate, if past next round, when's our next opponent? I don't know just yet. They'll announce it when they've gone through the whole draw. They're just showing you promos of still the teams that are in it. Romero also plays for Spurs. I don't know what you mean. Crazy for wanting Mickey. It's crazy for wanting to part of Mickey Romero. I agree. And he will win a cup before the asteroid hits us in 2032. We will be there. We will be there. You know, the asteroid gets close, and I'm like, excuse me, Europa League finals tomorrow. We're going to be in it. Can you just wait 24 hours? The asteroid's like, all right, okay. Do you think you're going to win? I'll go, probably not, but I just want to have a chance. He goes, well, that's fair enough. I'll give you that. Moving on with a bit more transfer news. The Sun have said that Chelsea remain convinced they can sign Mark Gueye in the summer, despite their failed approach in January. I believe their approach they failed with was quite early in January. I think it's quite early in January. Now, obviously, we had a bid that nobody expected, Palace or Mark Gueye involved. No one expected us to make a bid. They need Mark Gueye, to be honest. Like, Disasi, no good. Bashieli, no good. Colwill is all right. He's not been very good this season. Fofana was good when fit, but he has injury issues. They've obviously brought Chalobah back now, but I think he's probably sold in the summer to raise funds. So, yeah, I think Mark Gueye, I mean, he's a former Chelsea boy as well, so it makes a ton of sense. Here you go. Now they're showing you how the competition works. Oh, lovely. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yeah, they're just showing you how the tournament tree works at the moment. So we're missing absolutely nothing. Missing absolutely nothing. Just get on with it, lads. You know what I mean? You've showed us how this sort of works in the Champions League. Let's just get on with it. But But there we go. So yeah, I think Mark will end up at Chelsea. To be honest, I've got a feeling that we won't get him. I think we'll get Eze. And I said in a different video that I don't think Palace would sell more than one person to Spurs in terms of like some of their better players. Because a few people were like, "Oh, we could look at Gueye and we could look at Eze together in a double bid." Well, you could, but I just don't see Palace doing that. I think Palace would rather spread it out. Weirdly, I don't know why. So I think Gueye would end up at Chelsea and Eze would end up at Spurs if they were to do that. And obviously, if you're selling one of them, you might not need to sell the other. Hence why Spurs have to be active. Because if Chelsea are going to get Gueye, it's like with Elise last summer. They sold Elise and it was like, well, we don't need to sell anyone now. And it was like, oh, crap. Hence why then Palace didn't want to come to the negotiating table over the Eze release clause. They said, you can have him. This is what the deal is. It's up to you. And we went, well, can we do anything a bit easier? They went, no. We went, oh, crap. Oh, crap. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. They're still going through all the crap, to be honest. So you're not missing anything. Hey, Bolly, how are you? Jazz, how are we? After United game, this percentage got less because I think it's because of Garnacho. Not sure what you mean, XL. Do you think anyone goes for Brantford this summer? Do you think we should? I don't. I've got a weird feeling that we shouldn't, and I think Man United will. I still think they'll come back in. What have you missed? I've talked Ben Davies, I've talked Mark Gueye, and I've talked. Who else did I talk? Oh, I've got Vlahovic to talk about, but I might just do that after the draw, to be honest. If you win, you progress. If you lose, you go home. Nothing fools you, Steve. Mike is crackling. Is it crackling? I've not touched it. I've not done anything. Looks pretty good to me. Mickey Romero, an absolute letdown, full stop. Okay. Wouldn't Buemo not be better ready? Oh, no, I like him, Buemo. It's just, will we do it is another question, you know? Will we do it is another question. I don't think they'll sell anyone to us because we're rivals fighting each other. Nah, we're not in relegation, mate. Leave it out. Leave it out. We're not there. We are not there. I believe they're soon to start the draw. Oh, it's going to drive me insane. Who's the fella next to him? It's going to drive me absolutely insane. So, either Man United or Spurs get AZ Alkmaar or Real Sociedad. So, if we pull AZ, Man United get Sociedad. If they pull AZ, we get Sociedad and vice versa. We're pairings 3 and 4 with Manchester United, which makes sense. I think it's nice. I think it's somewhat nice to keep teams somewhat separated in terms of if they're in the same league as one another. I prefer that personally. Oh, you give it a right old spin, mate. You give it a right old spin. We're away. We're Spurs have got AZ, have they? I've not been paying attention. I was looking at something else on Twitter. I should probably start paying a bit more attention, if I'm honest. But there we go. Yeah, sorry, I'm with you now. AZ Alkmaar, Spurs, drawn. I don't know why I've gone all laggy. My internet must be a bit crap. Spurs have got AZ Alkmaar. Are we? I think it's somewhat moving okay. AZ Alkmaar. There we go. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a hell of a tie. Obviously, we've had some success against them this year. I believe they're home first. So 6th of March, they are at home. So that's the 6th of March, I'd assume, is in Holland. And then obviously, yes, Spurs then are away second leg in the 13th of March. But we shall see. We shall see. It'll be interesting to see who we really now get into the next leg, if you know what I mean. Evening Dragon, how are you, mate? I got a saucy dad. Yes, they did. Seems like we got a lot of talent out on loan, and he made the team next year. Right, hang on. Right. Hopefully the mic sounds a bit better. Apologies if so. I think it's to do with the connection as a whole. I've missed loads. I was trying to fix something. So XL says if we play, if we win, we'll play Ajax or Frankfurt. I've completely missed everything. So hopefully XL's not lying to me. There's a thumbs up for you, by the way. It's lost its crackle. Okay, that's something at least. I think I need to reset the MacBook, to be honest. So I need to do that after this stream. Sorry, we were talking about players that might get into the first team squad next year. Vuskovic would be one, maybe Donnelly. I'd probably say that's maybe about it, if I'm honest. I think Phillips might go back out on loan again. I really hate this draw, not in terms of who we've got, but how it's worked out. It's doing my head in. It's so hard to follow. Leon's got some snazzy glasses. He does. Hopefully, Parrot doesn't. That's terrible, Gabo. That's a terrible pun. Lancashire, Donnelly, Keeley, Yang. I think Yang maybe. Lancashire, I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. Use a lump hammer and buy a PC. That'd be a few quid, wouldn't it? Ajayi, well, he's not out on loan, is he? I see Yang getting into the first team over Donnelly. Two different positions, though. That's the only difference. Two different positions. I think Frankfurt are doing well in the Bundesliga this year, but it's like after selling Marmouche, their form has been a bit poor. I mean, what's the Eredivisie looking like with Ajax? Eredivisie. So I'm doing it on my phone. I know it's unprofessional. Ajax plays Sunday against the Go Ahead Eagles. What a name that is. Ajax are top this season in the Eredivisie. All right. I don't mind playing Ajax. Give them a few more nightmares. I'd probably say I would want. I'd want Frankfurt maybe. Maybe. How are we feeling with this draw though? Tell me as I'm reading everything. So we will play Ajax or Frankfurt if we get through, right? So we could go for a double Dutch. That's terrible of me. You could go, yes, you could go Frankfurt or Ajax after that, and then you would play the winner. Victoria plays in Lazio, Bodo Glimt, or Olympiacos. On the other side of the draw, Man United versus Sociedad. Well, they should play Lyon in the round after, or F. I can't remember what their team is, but yeah, they should play the Lyon in the round after. Roma play Bilbao and Fenerbahce play Rangers in the other side. So you'd say, look, Man United. It's Man United or Sociedad will get through to the semi-final, and you'd think Bilbao. I think Bilbao probably will. Maybe Fenerbahce. And then I think Spurs play Lazio. I'm sorry, we should win this. We should win this tournament. We should. I'm actually happy with that draw. You know, it does kind of feel like a lot of the big boys are on the other sides. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with this draw so far. We have to remember this. Ajax is nowhere near the same talent as 2019. To get to the finals, we should play Ajax or Frankfurt and Lazio if they win. So we should be away in the second leg of quarters and semi. I don't know how it'll work, to be honest, mate. Don't know how it'll work. I see us facing Lazio in the semi-finals, their biggest threat on our side of the table. Yeah, I think Lazio would be the shout for the semi-final. I think they'll be for the shout for the semi-final. We should win against AZ. Well, we will win against AZ. If we don't, then it's an absolute travesty. No offense, AZ Alkmaar. It's not a dig at them, but we have already beaten them this season. It's what I'm going off of. So looking at the dates for these games, not really. I don't think they're really given anything out just yet. Let me have a look. So, all right, here we go. So, round of 16, 16th of March and 13th of March. The quarterfinals should be 10th of April, 17th of April. Semi-finals, 1st of May, 8th of May, and the final, the 21st of May. I think that's the schedule for all those games. Hey, Eric, how are you? AZ should be getting by them. Frankfurt were my fancy to win the whole thing, but no Marmouche now. So if we play to our best, we can beat them. What? I'm not sure what you mean, Davies. I feel we have to smash 3 or 4 goals past AZ at home. I was watching them against Galatasaray. You can create opportunities against AZ. I can promise you that. Man United versus Atletico on the side. Absolutely. I agree, Andy. I believe the other side of the draw is harder. Realistically, we should be in the final against the likes of Atletico Madrid or Man United's 50-50 final. If it's Man United, I fancy ourselves quite heavily in that final. Bilbao would be a much tougher test. So what do we reckon? AZ and I think Ajax will get past Frankfurt. AZ, Ajax, and then Lazio would be what I think the draw would look like to the final. Frankfurt would be tough, but there isn't a team we can't beat in this. With everyone not at their max, 100%. We're the best team in this tournament. We need to then act our way. We need to act like we are the best, and just we should be going. We should be turning up against AZ Alkmaar at home, winning 3 or 4-1. Going to AZ, solid draw through. Bosh. We should be then going to Ajax or Frankfurt, and we should be beating them at home by at least a couple. Going to their place, not having any issues. Getting another draw. Lazio the same. We should be looking at all of these teams going, we're going to destroy them at home. Then we'll turn up to their place and just do a job. We'll get a goal, and therefore the game's over if we do that. That's the way I think. Now, obviously, easier said than done. but we should be feeling confident. Kudu was asked which players from Spurs underrated and have potential. He says Salah. There we go. I'm down beating Man United 4 times one season. We will be there. Final is played in Bilbao. Yes, in the Basque country on the 21st of May. Buzzing's play on the 21st of May. Lazio defeated Sociedad 3-1. I'm not blown away by Sociedad either, to be honest. Watching them yesterday, I wasn't blown away by them. So, as I like to say, they can all get this work. There you go. There you go. Let's see how Twitter responded. Here we go. Let's see a few of these comments. See if there's a meltdown. All right, everyone's pretty happy. Twitter, oh, Jesus Christ, everyone's happy on Twitter. Isn't that scary? Twitter's normally a cesspit of stupidity, in my opinion. There are times, by the way, that I see people going, if Qatar took us over, this is what our squad would look like. And it's like, shut up. You have no idea how squad requirements work because you've got about 8 players per position. Lad, squads to 25s is a thing. You know that, right? So yes, let's do a quick poll because I want to get a quick little have a look, and then we're talking Dusan Vlahovic. Happy with the draw? Yes or no? Simple as that. Can't mark that one up. Dino Topmuller coming into the lane. His dad was some player. Does he like Dino Nuggets? They were great food. They were. I'm big Spurs. My dad is from Bilbao. My dad is a Spurs fan, so this is interesting. Oh, if we get there, mate, he's got to get a ticket somehow. If Spurs win a cup, will you No, mate. You asked me that yesterday. Do we play away first? I believe in the first time round, yes, against AZ, we should play away first. I think. For once this season, we finally got on the easy draw. What the hell happened? We haven't been the team. What the hell has happened? We have been the team. What's gotten worse? Draws this season. Oh, well, you see what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. The draws this season have been just brutal, haven't they? You know, barring Tamworth. How does the draw fit into Spurs' fixtures? Great question, Jazz. I'm glad you brought that in because looking at the fixtures then into March. So we know the first leg is the 6th of March. Spurs, let me bring up my calendar to go alongside this. So we were due to play Bournemouth on the 9th, which we still will. We just will now play on the 6th and the 9th. Oh, it's already put it in there for me. Lovely. 13th of March, and then the 16th would be away at Fulham. And then the next round would be the 10th of April and the 17th of April, which there would be then rescheduling of fixtures because, yeah, there just would be. So we'll worry about that when it gets there, but it doesn't really change much for next month. Spurs would start their month in the 6th of March instead of the 9th of March. We currently still only play 4 times in March, to be honest. We play away at AZ Alkmaar, home to Bournemouth, home to AZ Alkmaar, and then away to Fulham. So 2 home games in the middle as well, which I think is going to be massive as well. And travel-wise, we've got away to Fulham as the only other one, barring the AZ one. So, yeah. Arctari is the same as PSG. It's a big old world, unfortunately, on that. There's no such thing as an easy draw. I think if we get past around 16 games to get pushed back, they'll be adjusting the April fixtures if we do get through. But we'll worry about that when we get there. We'll worry about it when we get there. Hopefully all our players are back by the first leg. I don't think they will be. Maybe the second leg, but I don't think they will be. I think Mickey and Kuti will be back towards the middle of March. Dom might be back. Actually, thinking about it, for the first one. If not, maybe Bournemouth at the weekend. He'd want to be back for that. But they said early March, which probably means August time for knowing our medical side of things. But yeah, Slangy back. Is this that Return of the Parrot? Yes, it is. Squawk, squawk. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more transfers. Also, let me end that poll. For the most part, we're all happy, which is good. I think it's like one person that's unhappy. They had to be the outlier, didn't they? I think for the most part, we've got to be happy. Let's just see how we go now. Let's just see what we go now. You know what I mean? It's now the chips have fallen. Now you got to play. You know, so looking forward to AZ Alkmaar. I think having beaten them this season, we should have a bit more confidence. I mean, when we played, here we go. I was looking at the team when we played AZ, when we won 1-0. We had nearly double the shots on target, 60% possession, 6 corners to their 4. We were the better team. I mean, Forster's in goal, so you're going to be better there. You had Destia, Doggy, Davies, Dragajin, and Archie Gray. You should be better in defence now as well. Obviously, because you have Spence is a part of the squad. You've got Tells a part of the squad as well, and Danso. So there you go. The midfield 3 was Bentancur, Bergvall, Madison. Ironically, that's kind of the midfield at the moment. And then you had Mikey Moore, Richarlison, Timo Werner. Now, on the bench, we had Solanke, Kulusevski, Johnson, Odebear, Sarr, Vicario, Bissouma, Romero, Porro, Van der Ven. So somewhat a fairly fit squad, but obviously that's a heavily rotated side. And you could have a better keeper. No offense to Archie Gray, but you should have Spencer Porro, and they're better at right back. I like Archie more as a midfielder, obviously. That's my point. Attack-wise, I mean, we'll see about Richie. When is Richie going to be back? I don't know. We've not really heard anything, but we might hear a bit more from Ange's presser today because he should be talking in a little while. Obviously, Werner won't be playing, and Mikey, we'll see. But, you know, Odebear's going to be back. Jono's going to be back. Tell will be there. Sonny's going to be there. You would hope Solanke will be back for that game. Mikey's obviously still going to be there. Midfield-wise, Madders is back. Sarr's back. Bissouma's back. Bentancur's now there. Bergvall and Archie Gray. Because you've got to remember, the Bergvall that played in that game is not as good as the Bergvall that's playing right now. Bergvall is miles clear of that Bergvall, which is great. Defensively, Destiny's back. Davies is obviously there. Dragajin, you just swap him out for Danso. You know, Archie, obviously, I know he's still fit, but Porro's here. Spence is now part of the squad, so you got a better fullback area due to Spence, and obviously Vicario is back for Forster. So we'll be a much better side when we play them this time around. Much better side. Dom is the most influential. Need him back. Is Werner in the Europa squad? I don't think he is. Have to keep Son fresh. Well, look, the beauty for me is the international squads that are going to be announced soon. Dom's not in one. Romero's not going to be in one. Mickey's not going to be in one. I doubt Destiny's going to be in one. Spence shouldn't be in it. Well, I think Spence should be in it, but I don't think he will for some reason. When does Bentancur suspension end, actually? Just thinking about it, there's been some international tournaments, international times. I don't know when he gets brought back into the Uruguay fold. Archie will play under 21 football for England. Madders, I don't know if he'll be in the squad. He should be in the England squad, but I don't know if he will be. Jono will be in Wales. So would Davies. Richie's not going to be in the Brazil squad. Odebear back for the French under 21s. I don't know. Tell will be with them, obviously. So there'll be a lot of them still playing in international football over the international break, but not as many this time around, I think. Madison, Kulu, and Bentancur are most successful midfield. Odebear play Europe. Yeah, he's in the Europa squad. He'll be in the Europa squad. He was in the Europa squad previous as well. They could only make 3 changes to the Europa squad, so he wasn't one of them that dropped out. It was Dragajin, Forster, and Werner for Danso, Spence, and Tell. There we go. Hi, Annie. Unique opportunity to go far. Very exciting indeed. Absolutely. Timo's not a part of the squad. Shoot back to... Yeah, I don't know when Richie's going to be back. I just really don't know. I mean, the fact is, it wasn't like a big impact injury, things like that. So it's just a pulled muscle. And I think Richie would have stayed fitter had we had the ability to rotate him, but we didn't. So it is what it is. Matters not close to England squad. God, he's better than a lot of the playmakers in the England setup right now. Vicari Bikulji, under-21's playing all their under-21 tournaments. Odebetel, Gray, Valkulu, Mikey, Scarlett. Yeah, exactly. There's going to be quite a few. Rich, you back for the transfer market. I don't even know if he will be, sadly. So yeah, anyway, that's enough on the tournament. Let's finish up with a bit of transfer news because I need to go walk a dog who's probably getting a little bit antsy with me right now. Why is Saka and Martinelli trending on Twitter? Anyway, Calcium Mercato is saying that Dusan Vlahovic, Juventus are ready to sell Dusan Vlahovic for 33 million as he approaches his final year of his contract. Spurs have been linked. To give you an idea as to why I think, one, this is rubbish in terms of I don't think there's anything with this. Two, I don't want him, and I've always been quite clear for a while that I don't want him. 13 goals in 30 games for Juventus, right? Not great, if I'm honest. I'd expected a bit more. He'll be 25 in the summer. He's 25 now, but he's only recently turned 25. He doesn't suit Ange, in my opinion. I don't think he would suit us. You know, when you compare 13 goals over 30 games, right? He's got 13 goals and 2 assists in 30 games. Solanke has 11 goals and 6 assists in 29 games whilst being in a more difficult league. So Solanke gives you more of a goal/assist output than Vlahovic, and he suits Ange a lot more. So yeah, not interested. It's not going to happen. We got Tell as well. So again, that's another reason why it's not going to happen. Morgan Rogers is better than Madison. Okay. Somewhat play a little bit of a different position, those two, but yeah, if you want to say that, fine. I'd eat my socks if we sign Vlahovic. Yeah, your socks are safe, mate. We ain't signing him. I don't see this happen because we're seeming more likely to get Patel permanently. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to have 3 strikers like that. Who says that he'll be playing under Ange? Ooh. You never know. The world works in mysterious ways. If Ange goes, I'm up next to be the manager. So, and if I was the manager, I'm still not going to sign him. Rogers is a very different type. Yeah, absolutely. Better than Richie, though. Yeah, but we got Tell. So it's not going to happen for that. And that's another reason it's not going to happen is because we've got Tell with Solanke. You're not going to have 3 strikers. So, rather have David. Jonathan, yeah, I'd rather have Jonathan David than Dusan Vlahovic as well, actually, to be honest. More of a goals output. I mean, what's Jonathan David done this year? Jonathan David. He also, when I've watched Lille, he's looked good. What's this season? 35 games, 20 goals, 9 assists. Yeah, I'd rather Jonathan David than Dusan Vlahovic as well. Absolutely every day of the week, twice on Sundays. I've not wanted Dusan Vlahovic for years now. I was interested in him when he came out of Fiorentina, but when it was like 65 million to Juventus, I was like, no. Obviously, that was a few years ago now. No, I don't think he's been very good at Juventus, to be honest. Simple as that. So I don't really rate him anymore, unfortunately, and so I wouldn't want him. There we go. Can I get a right winger? Well, you might be able to get one. Did you write it on your list for Santa? Yeah. I bet you didn't. And that's why we didn't get a right winger in the January window, because you, Steve, didn't write it on your list to Santa. You let me down. Defo versatility makes sense. Only make signings that improve what you have. Don't take Vlahovic. Yeah, Samu's goal for Porto yesterday against Roma. Just have a look at it. 10 seconds of your time. Banger of a goal. Andrew staying to hand it over to Poch. He's handing it over to me. I'm the manager. Also, Poch isn't leaving the setup of... he won't be leaving the setup. Sorry, I was reading something that looked a bit weird. He's not leaving the US setup. David's free in the summer. What about Christensen news? What about it? Who's the right wing of my show? You bring in this summer, Brian. That's a good shout. I like Nikhil beat me to it. I like Bakayoko. Not Bakayoko. Mbuemo. That's the guy that I truly, truly like. Dibbling's obviously going to be on the list still. I think Spurs, if Southampton go down, which they should, Spurs will be all over that. If they stay up, maybe not as much. But yeah. Easter money, actually. I reckon if you crack open that chocolate egg, there's your right winger. You pull it out and go, oh, it's Tyler Dibbling. Oh, he was in my Easter egg. No, not Rodrigo. That's not happening. The boards say are going to back the biggest. Yeah, I saw that report. I don't really read much into them giving us the biggest summer ever. You wouldn't believe it, but the season ticket renewal time is coming up. And a lot of really positive things coming out of the club is ahead of renewals of season tickets. How much do you think Mbeumo goes for, Andy? Let me have a look at his contract first. All right, expires in a year, but the club have an option to extend for another year. 50 million, I'd say, something around there. 50 to 60. Obviously, we've been linked with Eze, Dibbling, and Mbeumo. Used to get linked with Bakayoko, but that's gone quiet. So, yeah. And can you imagine a front three of Mbeumo? Christ alive. Do you think if Kane comes back, can he break the Pele? Well, Pele thinks he scored about 8,000 goals. It's like, hey, I kicked something into a bin. That's a goal. That counts. What a cynical view, Andy. Hey, I'm sorry, but it happens every year. I just can't let it go. This has been great whilst I cook a metric ton of chili con carne. Love that, Baz, mate. Love that. CS only signed a one-pass player, that either being Eze Aguay. Chill, guys, it's Lang. Assuming the club, quote, actually back the manager more than they ever have, how much do you think we'd spend in the summer? Outgoings, obviously, you're going to get money for Højbjerg. You should get money for Brian Hill, Solomon. I don't think they'll sell anyone else out on loan. But let's say you get 10 million for Solomon, you get 7.5 million for Brian Hill. You get, I think Højbjerg's is like 12.5, but can reach 17.5. So we'll take 12.5 for now. Let's say that's 30 million, right? We're going to be really, really pessimistic and say 30 million for those guys. Bissouma could be gone. Bissouma could be gone. Think of who else in that team could be gone. You might move off of a keeper, but that's only really going to save you wages. You're not going to make any money there. Werner will be gone wages wise. Richarlison, that's a question mark. Bentancur, question mark. Just trying to think. Davies, question mark. So there's a lot there, but yeah, you could easily say 200 with some sales, but I think 150 is probably where they're going to be, to be honest. 150. Lee Pella. I hope Gary Neville's top priority to replace Ange. We will be there. I did mention Hill. I know his option to buy is 15 million, but Spurs will probably happily come to the table and do a bit of a deal to help Girona out, even though they wouldn't need to. Daniel Levy's leaving the free in the summer to do ownership scenes. Hope they sell Bentancur and Bissouma. Love them both that need to go. And Mbeumo's got Salah vibes. If Fatawa, who recovers from ACL, I'd go. I would keep away from a player coming off of an ACL. It takes them a while to get going again. Look at Bentancur. Yeah, Kuhn at Celtic has been a player, isn't he? He did look quite good. Forster might go. Yeah, £2 and a packet crisp for Regulon. Well, he's got him a free. Son maybe. I don't know. Forster should go. Hill, Regulon. Davies a squad player, but they should keep him. 150 million isn't the biggest. 150 million is the average, so it would take 200 plus. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Spurs could spend 400 million, but I think 150 is where they'll be. And they'll do some like loans with options to buy and things like that. So it'll look like a really big summer, but when you sort of skip through all the crap, it's not as big as you think. Pause. See Forster take up a coaching role. I think we go 2 freebies. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest. Might have to do a video on it. What would you do for the Son situation? Would you sell him? No. Bissouma, Hill, Regulon. You said Bissouma twice, Eric. Richarlison, Forster, Werner, Davies. I can see Lang going for Lang from PSV. Pause. I'm catch that. Yeah, but they might still sell Davies because I was talking about them earlier. But anyway, look, really some good stuff there in that video. We'll have to wait and see how this draw falls. Let me have a quick look at Man United, how they're feeling. Are they wanting to shoot themselves yet? Should we have a quick look? Let's have a look at Goldbridge. What's he been saying? He definitely would have been live for it. Sociedad, ... Either way, we're getting battered. I can see us losing, going out in the round 16. Different beast in Europe. We'll play. We can easily beat them. Tight Jim is driving the bus to Spain. Flying is banned, too expensive. Man United's Europa League dream is over. Such a battle on paper versus Suits United. He's a very good team. They'll surprise people. They'll beat Spurs and get to the final after. I think you might be smoking some good stuff. Amram will get exposed. Yeah, they're miserable. So I wanted to have a quick look how Man United feel. They're miserable. I'm feeding off that misery. Alejo, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with him, to be honest, mate. We already have one coming in too. I'm looking forward to Vuskovic. Would you put Spence in right back, even if it's going well, so in left back? So what if it doesn't turn as expected? He'll be fine at right back. And you got Destiny at left back anyway, who I think is our best left back still. Luke Shaw will be a good signing for Ange. Well, if you think some of our players are injury prone, wait till you see what Luke Shaw is. He'd shake Ange's hand and goes, "Oh, jeez, my hamstring's a bit. Oh, my calf. Oh, my quads. Oh." I think Kulu, I think so too. Maybe they don't go for 2 minutes with Graham Bertval. Yeah. If they were treating Gray as like a 6, right? We're going to sell Basuma and Gray's going to go in there and get those minutes. Fine. You've got to buy at least another defender, 2, maybe even 2 defenders if that's the case. Because I'm stupidly still viewing Archie Gray, even though he's a 6, I still view him as a defender due to the torment that we've had to put him through. So if they go, Gray's playing in midfield next season, grand, not a problem. Go and buy a left back and go and buy a centre back now. Let that guy only play in the midfield, you know? United being sad is so disrespectful to AZ Alkmaar. They're probably as good as Sociedad. Let's be honest, as soon as Luke Shaw leaves United, he becomes the most fit player in England setup. Well, the guy has only played for England really in the last sort of 12 months, isn't he? Why hasn't Ange played Gray as 6 yet? Injuries. Donny might be there. Donny, yeah. Vuskovic. All I think was don't say Volvo. Hey. They seriously need to fire Lang and hire you. We will be there. Well, don't worry about Ange's decision right now. Anyway, Ange's presser should be out in a little while, so stick around for that one. We won't be live for it, obviously, but stick around and keep your eyes out for it. We might be back tomorrow. Career mode may be out later, but we will definitely be back. Oh, no, we will be out tomorrow, actually. Sorry, we will be back tomorrow for the last-minute thoughts ahead of the Ipswich game at 3 o'clock UK time tomorrow. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. Go and enjoy the rest of your days, mornings, evenings, wherever you're in the world, and I'll speak to you all very soon to talk a little bit more about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.